The book Breakthrough is what we're talking about, and it's 5 essential strategies for healing, freedom, healing, and wholeness. So,
So let me just tell you the core of that book, and then I'll dive into it. The core of the idea is that there are five engines that drive our emotions, and the reason I felt it was important to identify these five is it started with a conversation with a recovery ministry leader who's like, if and I had like three recovery ministry leaders all have a similar conversation in a short period of time, and they were all saying a lot of guys start this journey with a lot of hope, and then about a year in they stall, and the whole thing kind of just peters out. And they're like, what are we missing? And we start with hope, start with joy, start with all this stuff. But then uh, they need more. And so the first person was like, is spiritual warfare the missing piece? And I'm like, well, there's actually five pieces. And that is because they're specifically talking about addiction, right? And that is there are some things that are body, and until you deal with the body issues, these other things aren't going to resolve. And so when it comes to emotions, the body is a two-way street. Sometimes my body affects my emotions, and sometimes my emotions affects my body, right? So a lot of evangelicals are used to thinking of my beliefs cause my emotions, but we're not as familiar with the idea that sometimes my emotions are actually driving what I'm thinking about, right? Third one is a bonding or attachments. And then I've got two spiritual engines up here, and that's the Holy Spirit and wicked spirits. The Holy Spirit idea is that both Holy Spirit and wicked spirits can affect all three of these engines. So um the so we need to learn something about walking in the spirit and something about inviting the spirit to do healing work in our lives, and we need to understand about how to resist the devil and make him flee.